All right, what's up, Turtle Riders? How are y'all doing tonight, folks? Oh man, a lot of turtle emojis going on there. Let me just adjust the microphone here. Let the crowd kind of start to come in. Good to see some of you fine people today. I love Thursdays because I get to come and conversate with you fine people twice a day. Hopefully some of you were in the morning crowd is, albeit a little smaller, but it's definitely growing every week. We got like 50, 60 people. In case you guys don't know, every Thursday, I do the podcast with Jerry Callahan, and I figured might as well live stream it on the YouTube channel. They're cool with it, so we do that. We go off between 7:30 and 8. We usually go for about an hour and a half, even though it's only supposed to go an hour. We just keep talking. It's different from this show because it's more political based, right? So it's a lot of, right-wing fodder, if you will. But, I try to throw some Turtleboy pizzazz in there, get the crowd fired up. It's different from his other shows because I'm not entirely political, but yeah, definitely a good, because it's like the radio. People like the radio in the morning, right? But there's nothing good to listen to anymore in the morning. Now that WEI is gone, Greg Hill sucks. It's awful. You're not going to listen to Touch of Rich, God knows. There's nothing to listen to in the morning. So it's a great alternative. The Thursday, and the more you guys listen to it, like and subscribe that, and the more you comment on this. So I'm on a rotation in that with like three other dudes. Monday is Alex Reamer. He's your token gay socialist 25-year-old who just, I don't even think he believes half the shit he says. So he's the Monday guy with Jerry, the crotchety old conservative guy. There, it's like one of those. It doesn't really work. It doesn't really work because podcasts and shows aren't supposed to have, name another show where you actually have a liberal and a conservative arguing. It's not what people want. It's not a thing. So anyway, Tuesdays, they got Mutrin. Mutrin is his big claim to fame was that he was the backup quarterback that came between the Hasselbeck brothers at BC. Sucked, never got in. Somehow ended up on the Patriots practice squad. He claims he was cut and to make way for Tom Brady. Who knows if that's even true? I didn't even fact check that. But if you listen to it, nice guy. He's got good financial advice. Not an entertainer. Not good. Wednesdays is probably the best show besides the Turtleboy show. It's Tom Shattuck's on. Tom Shattuck is an editor and writer for the Lowell Sun and Boston Herald. And, he's a conservative guy, but he's interesting, whatever. And Thursdays is must-see. So you got to listen to the Jerry Callahan podcast on Thursdays. Trust me, you're going to like it. A lot of good stuff going on there. Jerry's kind of a well-known guy. I don't know. I know some turtle riders apparently have never heard of him before. He's a legend in this town. Like, he invented sports talk radio in New England, the number one rated show for a long time. So it's a great opportunity for Turtleboy to get on there, etc. All right. So anyway, like to remind you guys, I've shared this link to the Turtleboy Sports Forever page and the Clarence Woods Emerson page. So if you could share those for me and let people know we're here, that'd be great. We're trying to get this up to 10,000 subs. It turns out when you don't buy them from India or, just exclusively talk about Josh Abrams, that becomes not as easy, right? So we're building this up organically. We're not asking for help from other channels to share us, which certain people are doing. I don't do that. We do it all on our own. That's how we do it right here. Create good content, get people to share it if they like it. Let people know this is the show's going to the top. I'm telling you, it's going to be all over YouTube in the next couple of years. The Turtleboy Live Show, get on it now. We're almost up to 10,000 subs. We're like 165 short, I think, so let's get on that. Also, yeah, the Turtleboy Sports Forever page, too. What's up with that? It's like disappeared or something. I mean, it appears in my page. I see it on my feed, but it's like, what the hell? Whose dick do I have to suck around here to get some Facebook likes? Seriously, back in the day, I could get 25,000 Facebook likes like that, like no problem. Now it's like I'm adding 30, 40 a day when I was adding 1,000 before, so I don't know what's up with that. Like the page if you haven't already. Find us out there, etc. Now, Kirk was in the hospital for like a week. He's completely back. He's fixed, I guess, and he's back on his show. They're actually doing their show in studio, which is interesting. They're one of the only people. He's just not good for him. I mean, for not adhering to this nonsense that is going around us every single day. I don't know if you guys caught President Trump's press conference tonight. That was interesting, though. That was interesting. Basically, he said that we're going to open up. He wants to open up the country by May 1st, and that doesn't mean like everything's got to be open, but it means some shit's got to get open. Like we got to do it gradually. right? Like, there's no reason anything in Wyoming should be closed at all. Not that we care about Wyoming, but there's no reason the freaking stores. If we're going to have Home Depots open and Market Baskets and all these people going down there, then why can't we have Marshalls open? How does that make any sense? It doesn't. So these stores have to start opening up. They can have rules, right, in place about how many people can go in at the same time, right? But this whole lock it down bullshit, it's over. It needs to end. The people that don't want to work have had a great time. It was a nice little fantasy land y'all been living in, but it's time to get back to reality. Open shit up. Open the country up. Spring's coming. Let's get it going. Gonna be good times, and I'm excited about that. I also want my sports back. God damn it! I can't watch any more freaking NBA players playing 2K. I can't do it. I don't want to watch them play horse. I have no interest in that whatsoever. I need my sports back. I need my Boston Celtics, baby. The Boston Celtics. Tell me, with this might work out for us. This ruined any momentum the Lakers had and the Clippers had. Now it's like anybody's. We could win it. Imagine we won the title this year. Would that come with an asterisk? I don't know, but it's entirely possible. It really is. And then the Bruins. I mean, can we get them back too? I don't know. They can play in front of no crowds. It doesn't matter. It'd be freaking weird. It'd be absolutely weird, right? But we'll see what happens. I'd love to get sports back. That'd be a great thing. And, we need sports. We need sport ball in our lives. We can't. What the hell? How many goddamn Netflix shows can we watch, people? I've already seen everything. We can't do it anymore. We need sport ball back to bring sanity to the. Okay. Audio just went to static. Okay, thank you, Jess. Let me see here. All right. Should be. All right, so it should be good now. So, all right. Sorry about that static. Are we all fixed? Yeah, New Hampshire schools are out for the rest of the year. That's Massachusetts is going to be next. I don't give a shit about schools. Schools don't need to come back. Schools don't make money. They just get in our way. The school buses. What's the point of bringing the kids back in June? I used to teach. Nobody does shit in June anyway. It's movie month, right? It's just filler. And if I was a teacher, I mean, I took my curriculum seriously as a teacher. I didn't miss any days. So what I wanted to teach the whole freaking curriculum. I was the only teacher of the juniors, right, that got all the way up to the present. I thought that was important. The other teachers couldn't even get up to the 60s. I got all the way up to the present. I made sure everything was done. We hit every single thing. We finished the goddamn book. And this year would have driven me nuts if I was teaching. Because we ended in like March, right? That was like around World War II when I'd be at that point. It's like the best fucking chapters, World War II. I get so into World War II. And it would have just ended. And then what? Then what? You going to take finals? What are you kids going to do? And another thing, you can't fail any kids this year. That's another thing. All the asshole kids are benefiting from this. The kids that had like a 45 in March and had no chances of passing the class, guess what? They're all going to pass, right? Because I can't imagine schools will allow kids to fail. Because how can you fail a kid if you haven't given them the opportunity to get their grade up, right? That's what they'll argue. As if those kids would ever do that anyway. They're not, of course. But, these kids all have their freaking lawyers now, so it is what it is. Correction. If you were still teaching. Yes. Yeah, so anyway, like M-Job says, I love the people who don't want to watch baseball with no fans in the stands. It's like every day at a Marlins game. It's so true. Go to any Tampa Bay Rays game. You can social distance just by being there. It's not a problem. So anyway, so that's the plan. By the way, so in case you've been out of loop a little bit, we've been demonetized thanks to Bristol Blarney, the Trojan Ratchet. And as a result of that, you cannot donate to the Super Chat. So how we do here, we have a little fundraiser. It's a fundraiser with a Z. It's just a PayPal. It's like a donation with PayPal, except it's just a link, right? You can go on there. You can write a note if you leave a donation. I will update it periodically throughout the show. So if anyone donates, I can gladly put that out there. The money goes to, this is an important part of, this is like how, basically how I hustle now, right? Because advertising revenue plummets, especially with coronavirus and shit. So this is how we do. So, it is what it is. It's not ideally what I wanted to do when I got into this business was thank you, Emily H. And Rich Bridges says, Turtle Power for life. Thank you. Right back at you, Turtle. Rich, rather. So, all right. Let's get this party started, shall we, guys? All right. So, first thing I want to talk about, let's talk about Ratchet Madness real quick. because this is why we're down to Sweet 16. I haven't announced who the winners are yet. Who do you guys think won those matchups yesterday? There was only one of them, in my opinion, that was going to be close, and that was the Landon Steele versus Vicky Vicodin one. I thought Vicky Vicodin was so freaking ratchet from Bangor, Maine. That's Kim Nelligan's buddy. I thought she was going to pull the upset on Landon Steele. All right. Didn't happen. So here's your Sweet 16. Let's take a look. Here we go over here. So Bristol Bryony won. She got like, it was a close. I mean, she got like 67, 68%, I want to say, over Luke Noble. This is a tough bracket she's in. Really tough bracket. So she made it to the Sweet 16. Fucking static, huh? Made it to the Sweet 16. And Philia Swift, fresh off another blog that she was in. She's in the Sweet 16. She easily beat the Chicopee Herpesaurus. She was actually the biggest winner of the four. She had the largest margin. She got like 76%. Nikki Evans was an easy winner over King Vagrant, and Landon Steele was also, he got like 70%. The closest one of the four was the Bristol Blarney versus Luke Noble one. So this is our Sweet 16. Let's take a look, folks, shall we? We got, in this bracket, Lorena, the Revered DCF Junkies, Hot Tow Truck Girl, and Amber Carmark. I think the heavy favorite to come out of this one has to be Lorena, because she's murdering everyone, literally. That's how she got onto Turtleboy Ratchet Madness in the first place. This one down here seems to be the most wide open, especially with no one seed now. Tinder Tuna Flap, Whitensville Crack Donkey, Kim Nelligan, and Brian Dolan. Personally, I like whoever comes out of this bottom matchup, Kim Nelligan against Brian Dolan, to win that bracket, but we'll see. Over here, we got Kylie, the Jet Ski Junkie, Pawtucket Murder Couple, and Bitch Tits. Now, to me, this is like, it's going to be Kylie against Bitch Tits. I can't imagine either of them losing. This is just destined to be one of those two. And I said Bitch Tits before, but I'm starting to think Kylie now. We'll see. And down the bottom, this is another tough one now. I think Nikki Evans is more ratchet than Landon Steele. I think she should win that. We'll see if she does. But man, Philia Swift, dude. Philia Swift is because she's made a comeback lately. That's going to be a tough matchup with her and Bristol Blarney. Two peas in a pod right there. They're probably friends. Who knows? And that's going to be interesting to see who comes out of that. So I do my odds at the end of the year, right? I always do my odds. So this is who the Vegas odds are to win the whole thing right now. This is the way I put it out there. I think at this point, Lorena has to be the favorite at plus 250 to win the whole thing. So you bet 100 to win 250. All right. Kylie, I would put as the second favorite, simply because those two, I think, have the best chance of making the finals because they have easier roads to the finals, especially Lorena. Then I would put Kim Nelligan and Nikki Evans plus 500. I think Nikki Evans is the favorite to come out of this bracket. I don't think Bristol Blarney is the favorite anymore in that bracket. I think Bitch Tits plus 600. I got Brian Dolan in Bristol at plus 800. Hot Tow Truck Girl and the Whitensville Crack Donkey at plus 1,000. Then the Tinder Tuna Flap, Philia Swift, Revered DCF Junkies, Landon Steele, Amber Carmark, the Pawtucket Murder Couple, and the Jared the Jet Ski Junkie is probably your dark horse at this point because he's in the bracket with Kylie. So that's going to be a tough one. So we'll see what happens, guys. I'm very excited for Ratchet Madness. We love it. But let's talk about some other assholes today. So I want to talk about these douchebags here that we blogged about today, taking advantage of this whole commie cold bullshit. And you knew this was going to happen. So there's this group apparently called Mutual Aid Worcester. I was a member of the group. I don't know how. I just joined all these groups. I was in the group, and apparently it's run by like radical SJWs from the past. I don't know how old school some of you turtle writers are that are in this, but if you remember such names as Kara Berg Powers or Dana Remian or Etel Haxiage, these are some of the people that have been the bane of my existence for 5 or 6 years now, since the blog inception. They're Worcester people. They never liked Turtleboy because back in the day, we used to write a lot of stuff about, Black Lives Matter protesters being douchebags and stuff like that. They disagreed with that. And they called Turtleboy racist, and they kind of organized boycotts and all this shit. And so these are like the original Turtleboy villains. They run this page, apparently. I was in this group. I don't know how I got into this group, but I was. And it's a group that basically exists for people to come together and whine about the lack of free shit that they're getting, right? And one of the women that was in there today, Marie Rodriguez, she was whining. She was saying something to the effect of, I am not on she said, I'm on no, was she on disability? No, she's on SSI. Same thing, right? She's on SSI. And she's obviously getting paid because I'm on SSI, but she's like, when do I get my stimulus check? It's like, what the fuck do you need to be stimulated for? The whole purpose of a stimulus is to help you cover your expenses because you've lost your job through no fault of your own, right? So like if you are working at a restaurant, you're a waitress, right? And all of a sudden the government tells you your restaurant must shut down. What choice do you have? You can't work there anymore. You have to leave. You can't get paid. Obviously, then the government has a moral responsibility since they're the ones that told you you can't work. You didn't ask. You didn't volunteer not to work. You didn't call in sick. You wanted to work. And they said you couldn't. Therefore, it's incumbent upon them to make sure you get paid. I'm fine with that for a stimulus. I've earned the stimulus because I've been economically affected by this, right? But if you're just a freeloader to begin with and you're collecting SSI, I mean, everybody in that group, it seems to be on something. They all have some bullshit. And you saw there, then you should not be eligible for this. It's freaking absurd. You saw that chick, Kim Malpas. She goes by Kim Hayes now because people know that they'll Google her and what will come up, right? 5 years ago, and this is another one of the old school Turtleboy blogs. 5 years ago, there was that poor little girl, Evelina Conway. Do you guys remember that story out of Auburn? 2-year-old girl dies in foster care during the summer. Allegedly, the mother had left them. They might have had heat stroke or something. I don't even know the cause of death yet. But the mother just found them. She had gone, the foster mother. She had gone out. She lived in an apartment. It's probably like 500 square feet, not big at all, right? And there was like 6 kids living there, 3 foster kids and 3 of her own. And the scumbag boyfriend with the chin strap, AJ Mallet. Well, he wasn't supposed to be living there because he's got a criminal record. But he was basically the responsible adult of the two. The baby gets found the next day after Kim Malpas went out and got wasted. Was puking and shit. And obviously not taking care of the kids because these people, these foster parents, they get money from the state, don't they? They get money. Well, this chick, some of them turn that into like a business almost, like a way of life. And that's not to crap on all foster parents. There's a lot of great foster parents out there that do it for the right reasons, and it's fair to compensate them for, living expenses, etc. But this chick seems to be doing it as like a way of living. You know what I mean? Like he's getting paid, cramming all these kids into this apartment where it's like these kids are leaving shitty situations, and you're putting them right back into one. What's the point of that? So the kid ends up dying. Is it? God damn it! Hopefully it doesn't happen. I'll just go with the computer mic if I won't touch it again. I won't touch it again. It's so much better though when there's a microphone. No. Not. So as I was saying, these so this chick is out there, and she is investigated for her role in this. And when I wrote the story, she wasn't even the primary villain. The primary villain was the birth mother, Jessica Conway, who literally showed up with her gutter muppet baby daddy, who of course had a fucking ankle bracelet on. Of course he did. And they're out there protesting, "Oh, my daughter, how could they let this happen?" Blah, blah, blah. It's like, bitch, you let this happen. Where were you? You were in Framingham, MCI Framingham, on drug charges. Right? You did not. Now all of a sudden the cameras are rolling and you're down here. And she was my first. She was the first person I was ever blamed for killing. I've been blamed for killing a lot of people. For the record, I take no responsibility whatsoever. I've killed exactly nobody, and I was blamed for this chick's death because she ended up dying of a heroin overdose like 2 weeks later because she's a junkie. That's what they do. it had nothing to do with her daughter's death. It's just that she's a freaking junkie. She's a mess. So she died, and they investigated this other woman, and nothing happened. And all of a sudden, I see her on this page saying, I'm on disability, and I'm trying to get a stimulus check. The fuck are we giving this chick a stimulus check for? This chick killed a kid. She was responsible for it, at least. She might not have killed him herself, but the kid died in her care, and that's the exact opposite that's supposed to happen in foster care. So, I got a China mic. Is it doing it again? Anyway, yeah. So she's getting, like, why is she getting a check? I don't know, because everybody's getting a freaking check now. There's dead people getting checks and shit. If you died in 2019, as long as you did your taxes in 2018, you're gonna get a check, guys. You're gonna get a check. People are saying my mic has the Wuhan flu. Is the mic working okay? Yeah. Did you guys all get your checks? I got mine today. Mine came in today. I don't know about you guys. And I got 2 for the crotch fruits. They were nice little. I look at those kids. I'm like, we high-fived. I'm like, thank you for existing. 500. Excellent. 500 for you. 500 for you. I like you guys a lot. Thank you very much for still being here. I got, you get 1,200 per adult. So that's a nice little thing there. Absolutely, I'll take that. I feel like I've earned it. Right? You've all earned it too if you've been economically affected by this. Right? But these gutter Muppets ain't earned shit. Because they weren't doing shit before coronavirus, and they sure ain't shit doing now. They're just literally taking advantage of the situation. That's it. So you should be getting it any day now. Now, the other thing that's pissed me off, as a business owner, right, there's these PPP loans. I don't know what it stands for. It's just called PPP. And you're able to apply, and the government they gave like $350 billion to banks. For some reason, they didn't disperse it themselves. So, of course, the banks fuck it up because they're banks. And the IRS didn't do this for some reason. The banks did. And you had to go to the bank, and you could apply for one of these PPP loans if you are an employer, like myself, if you own a business. And basically what they give you is a loan for 2.5 months worth of payroll. So I could have got a nice check there for 2.5 months worth of payroll. I mean, they're offering it out there. But guess what? The money's just gone. It's gone because it's finite. It's the $350 billion. It was first come, first serve. And guess who was first to come, right? Companies that had 500 something employees, right? Because anything under 500, you qualified for it. So if you're a business that has 485 employees and you need to cover 2.5 months worth of payroll for them, it's a lot of people, a lot of money. You could be asking for a loan for $20 million. It's not really a loan. It's a grant as long as you don't blow it on TVs and shit and you can prove it went to payroll. But it's gone. And why? So because these businesses, they know they have relationships with the banks and they get it first. You get to cut the line. Read about it. There's small businesses all over the country who didn't get dick. So Trump needs to fix this shit. Now, it's also Congress's fault because they didn't... they didn't get out on it. Like they are too busy arguing about whether or not the fucking Kennedy Center should get another $25 million as part of the next thing. They always try to throw some shit in there. It's like, just take care of the people. How freaking hard is that? Now, it's not even for me. If I don't get it, I don't get it. It'd be nice to get it. But there's people that are like, how about some of these restaurants we've written about? Like the goddamn BBC. Those people not getting paid and shit. They could use it. So, it's bullshit. Anyway, this happens over here, right? So let's talk about these other assholes too. The rent people. Oh my fucking God, these people. Oh, Jesus Christ. Can we get some of these people on the show? We got to call them. So there's this movement, guys, called, I don't know, have you guys heard of this before? It's called Cancel Rent or something like that. Is that what it's called? Rent strike. That's what it's called, rent strike. And it's the Worcester chapter of it is led by this chick right here named Alicia Morales, who claims she went to BU and she majored in, shit you not, youth justice and advocacy. Youth justice and advocacy. Guess who she voted for? Bernie, of course. They always vote for Bernie. It's never Mayor Pete. They're never Biden supporters. They're never, Amy Klobuchar supporters. They're never even Pocahontas supporters. It's always Bernie. Always. I mean, what else do you need to know? Just look at the Bernie supporters are just a bunch of morons. That's all there is to it. At least the other Democrat supporters, they're comprised of adults who understand like how the world works. Bernie supporters are just children who think everything is free and they're entitled to it. And they're almost comical, the things that they major in, like fucking youth justice and advocacy. This is what we have here. What the hell are you going to do with that? How the hell are you supposed to make a living on that? They go to these colleges where they take out $200,000 worth of loans and then they whine about the loans. And then they expect other people to pay for it because they made a stupid decision. Why are we bailing out other people's stupid decisions? That's what they want. So anyway, this whole cancel rent thing, right? Is like, the idea is if you can't pay, nobody should get evicted because of this crisis. And I agree with that. If you've lost your job through no fault of your own, you should not be evicted because of that. That's fucked up. That's like the government literally kicking you out of your home. However, the whole purpose of the stimulus check is to help cover that. Now, it's only $1,200 though, right? That can't only cover for so long. So that's why like all this shit like, oh, we're extending it. Motherfucker, you better pay me then. We're extending it. Write me another check then, bitch. Put your money where your mouth is. So these people, they think they don't have to pay. Because it's like, what did you do with your stimulus check? Where'd that go? You don't want to pay your rent? What's your excuse? If you were on SSI before this, first of all, you're getting Section 8, right? You're not paying that much to begin with in rent. Like some of these people that were whining, they're paying, it's like, I have to pay $1,650 worth of rent. It's like, bitch, you got roommates. You got 2 roommates. You're paying like $550 a month. You know what I'd do to go back to paying $550 a month to have a roof over my head? Those are the fucking days, dude. Enjoy it. If you're paying $1,650 for rent for yourself and you're living in Worcester of all fucking and paying that for one person, then you're a fucking idiot who deserves to be homeless. Period. How the hell are you going to pay that much money? Those are like New York prices. What are you doing? $1,650 for one person in Worcester. Give me a break. People move to Worcester because it's cheap as fuck compared to Boston, of course, compared to Eastern Mass prices, right? That's literally the whole point of living in Worcester is, yeah, you're further away from anything, but it's cheaper. If Worcester's too cheap for you, well, guess what? You can move to Southbridge, right? It gets cheaper than Worcester, believe it or not. There's places out there. You don't have to live in these places. You choose to do that. That is your own idiotic life choice. You need to live with the consequences of that adult decision that you've made. But these people, they're not adults. They're children. They're Bernie Sanders supporters. Adults don't like Bernie Sanders because they know that there's a reason all his followers are young. Because they're children. They're morons. They don't know any better. They haven't learned yet. They'll learn eventually. They'll look back on these days and be like, remember my Bernie days? Yeah, that was embarrassing. Anyway, this broad here, she studies social advocacy or some shit. And here she is she has all the freaking hashtags, stay at home. It could save lives. Next person I see with one of these goddamn Facebook filters, I'm slapping them in the face. Stay at home. It could save lives. I hate you if you use that filter. I fucking hate you with a burning passion. You're not saving any goddamn lives by staying home. You've saved fucking nobody. Get over yourself. You're not special because you sat on your couch and watched goddamn Netflix. You're not special. You're a coward, right? Get up and go get some exercise. Do something with your life, right? Go for a ride. Enjoy the world. Stop bragging to me about how you sat on your fat ass and ate ice cream and watched TV. You're not a fucking hero because of that. Get over yourself. But these people, they all think they're special because they're sitting at home doing nothing. Anyway, can you tell I'm upset about this? I've had enough. of the bullshit? Enough with the I'm a hero, I stayed at home. Oi, oi, oi. But you're protecting yourself from getting infected. You're not, though. You're not. You're more likely, if you are, have you noticed that the people who are dying, they all live together and shit? Like, that's not a coincidence. In these nursing homes, they're spreading like wildfire. Why? Because they all live together. When you force people to live in the same rooms with walls and windows and the same shit you touch, of course you're more likely to get it. You're less likely to get it if you just get out of your fucking house. There's nothing scientific about any of this. Like, these are all just theories that we based everything on. It's backfiring. It's absolutely backfiring because people are dying in large groups that live together. Look in places like Chelsea. It's spreading like wildfire in Chelsea because there's 40,000 people that live in Chelsea. And it's one of the smallest towns land-wise in Massachusetts because they live on top of each other in Chelsea. Right? They have a lot of people, 5-6 people in a 500 square foot apartment. That's why it's spreading there. It doesn't spread in Holden. We don't have a coronavirus problem here. You know why? Because we're spread out. It's not that freaking hard to understand. It's really not. Oi. Anyway, so back to these losers. They think that they don't have to pay rent. But here's the problem. They were pushing the no rent thing long before coronavirus, right? They just don't want to pay their bills, period. They want to go out, do whatever they want, not pay their bills, and then fuck it. Somebody else's problem. The 1% can take care of it. Everything to these people comes down to they think Wall Street is this like boogeyman that has all the money. And if we can just take the money from them and disperse it to everyone else, we'll be good. But that's not how life works. There is no boogeyman called Wall Street. Rich people are rich for a reason. They're rich because they're good at figuring out loopholes, figuring out ways to not give their money to the government. You can raise taxes. You can do whatever the fuck you want to do. I got news for you. Rich people ain't paying shit. So if your solution to how to fund all this shit is just raise money on the rich, yeah, that's not a solution. You're not going to solve anything that way. So, yeah, I mean, I feel so it's different for people in there. Like, so I know North Shore, I think, lives in the Cambridge area. And it's like if you live in that area, it's a lot easier to get the bug, right, than it is living where I live. And that's why the restrictions should be different in different places. I'm sorry. It should. It shouldn't be nationwide. This whole shit that's going on in Michigan right now. People who live in the Upper Peninsula should not be subject to the same shit that the people in Detroit have to deal with. It's not the freaking same. It's not. So, anyway, these people, like I said, they just don't want to pay. They just don't want to pay. And I'm going to try calling a couple of these people in a moment. But let me just go through some of these because one of these guys is just such a real asshole. She's got all the typical cancel rent. Why should I pay for it? And, you know, the idea here is that if nobody pays rent and then the landlords won't have money to pay the mortgages to the banks. And so it's all solidarity. It's like the solidarity movement between renters and landlords. But that's not going to happen, obviously. Landlords aren't going to agree to that. And so if you can't get the landlords on board, then none of this can work. Ultimately, what you're going to get out of this, and what homeless advocates, they think this is so dangerous, is that people will get evicted. And you don't want to get evicted. You get blacklisted. Good luck renting if you ever have an eviction on your record. Good luck. It's not easy. So these people are out here, and they're like people like Alicia Morales goes to BU or wherever the hell she goes. She doesn't give a shit. She doesn't know what this is. Just something to do for her. She can use a freaking Facebook filter. She's not going to be homeless, but she's telling vulnerable people to do something that is going against their own self-interest. Don't pay your rent. Well, what if you can pay your rent? Why should I strike if I can pay it? Who am I punishing? Who am I punishing? I'm punishing the landlord. And you see these comments from these people. And if I could, like this one chick, Danielle, she was the real MVP. Danielle, we got to get her on the show. She works in housing, she says. It's wrong to encourage people who can pay their rent not to, especially people in housing. I'm a housing counselor. You set them up for homelessness. This is not how you address the issue. But this bitch knows everything. This isn't calling for people not to pay rent just because many people will inevitably be participating because they literally won't have rent money come May 1st. The idea is if one tenant who can't afford rent is stuck and a landlord is not budging, that tenant reaches out to the other tenants in the building to stand with them. In a few months, many families will be facing the threat of eviction because they will not be able to afford back pay for this time. We need to act now to mandate a rent freeze and inspire a moratorium on evictions and foreclosures. So basically, for this plan to work, literally 100% of the population has to participate in it, right? If there isn't one person who's not on board, then it can't work. So the idea is if I can pay my rent and you can't pay your rent and we live in the same building, you come to me and you say, hey, Turtleboy, don't pay your rent. And I'm like, well, I got it right here. No, don't pay it. And I'm supposed to not pay it and get the eviction on my rep to show solidarity for you. That's how fucking stupid these people are. They think this is a goddamn plan. They think this is something that's real. It's insane. So she goes on to say, when this woman, again, corrects her, because she knows everything, she goes, I understand not everyone will participate, but those who are brave enough to and see no choice but to organize will. I'm not a housing expert, but there are local tenant organizations that can help with individual situations, and I know a housing lawyer or two. There is strength in numbers, and those who are unable to participate can still support. Shut the fuck up, bitch. She goes, well, I actually am a housing expert, and your group is causing more harm than good. Have any of you bothered to speak with anyone who actually knows what they're talking about? Or did you just decide you knows what's best? I think I know the answer to that question. I think they do. Now, they have since blocked me from this group, of course, because all the assholes running it. And I love, you guys see that today? They're like, Turtleboy was in this group, so we blocked him, and then we made it private. Bitch, there's 4,500. Haven't they been following the Bristol Blarney Discord thing? There's no such thing as private on the internet. If there's anything I'm going to teach people, and if I die tomorrow, that's one thing I want the world to know. That's the one thing I will have taught the world. It's laughable that anything on social media or the internet in general is private. It's not. If it's hosted somewhere, if it's out there in the web, it doesn't matter if there's anything that has more than one person in it. If it's a group of two people, it's not private. Every time I send a message to someone on Facebook, every single time, I understand. I always tell myself, what if this gets screenshotted and used against me? That's one thing Bristol has taught me, right? Is that what if I write something, if I hit the enter button on this, what if I have a fallout with this person, right? In a couple months and they use this against me? Don't put anything on the internet. That includes Messenger, nothing. It doesn't matter how much you trust the person. Don't put anything that you want on the internet because nothing's private, nothing. You can't trust two people, never mind 4,500 that are in this group. 4,500. They kicked me out. I had like 20 people send me the same screenshot today, and we're all laughing at it. I just posted it up there. I'm like, talking about how they're taking plans to block me. Bitch, you can't block me. You can't do it. It's impossible. Haven't you learned that with Bristol Blarney? Some of the few people that are left supporting her, like half of them are turtle people, spies, literal spies, who are in there commenting every day on there, playing along with the auditor bullshit, doing it, and they just report back to me constantly. And they're like, look what this bitch is up to. It's been slow lately. They're kind of bored. They're boring me a little bit. But my point here is that nothing on the internet is private. And then you got to look at this douchebag. Oh, look at this. Here's another chick who says, Angie Maryland says, they're asking to stop mortgage payments too, so it's not in your best interest to participate. Solidarity over capitalism. Oh, fuck. I hate anybody that uses the word solidarity unironically. Good God. And, of course, she's voting for Bernie. Shock of the century. Every fucking time they're voting for Bernie. Every single goddamn time. These people are caricatures of themselves. They don't even realize it. Oi. Who's going to want to live in your apartments? So this one woman's like, brings up a good point. What happens when you get evicted? What are you going to do then? And she says, Mary Ellen, Who's going to want to live in your apartment? When they ask how you handled this pandemic, and you reply by saying you bled your tenants dry. You saw families without food and jobs and healthcare, and you responded with greed instead of compassion, ? History won't remember you kindly when this is all over. People have lost sight of what it means to be human. Compassion and solidarity over corporate greed. Corporate greed? Bitch, have you seen some landlords in Worcester? Have you seen some of these guys? Half of these guys are freaking from Albania. They don't speak a lick of English. And their dream was to come here and own a fucking triple-decker and rent it out so that they can live on the third floor. Literally. The corporate greed. What planet are these people living on where landlords are corporate greed? Landlords are just regular fucking people. That's all they are. I would never, ever, ever be a landlord. I don't know how anyone would be a landlord. That's insane. Especially in Worcester. Dealing with ratchets all the time. And then they move in there and God forbid they have crotch roots. Then you can't evict them ever. You can't turn their electricity off. Nothing. These people know how to scam the system. And then you got to pay for lawyers and they fucking wipe their ass with paper towels. They clog up the drains. God. I mean, good Lord. Who would ever want... These people are acting like these landlords are just making out. Like they're doing great for themselves. You know, and to say that... To answer her question, Mary Ellen, who's going to want to live in your apartments when they ask... Who wouldn't? When they ask how you handled this pandemic, first of all, no one's getting evicted. It takes like months to get evicted. If you miss 1 or 2 checks, 1 or 2 rent payments because of this, you ain't getting evicted. I hate to tell you that. You ain't getting evicted. First of all, housing court is closed anyway. So no one's getting evicted. But if you are evicted around this time, it's probably because you weren't paying rent long before this, not during this. And so who's going to want to rent for you? If I was a renter, I would. I'd be like, that motherfucker's responsible. The only landlords I don't like are the ones that make you shovel. That always pissed me off. Landlords, shovel your goddamn sidewalks if you're a landlord. And if you can't do it because you're 75, then hire somebody. Tenants should not be fucking shoveling their own sidewalks. That's what, back in my renting days, that thing always used to piss me off. It's your goddamn job. If you want to own property, shovel the goddamn sidewalks, period. That's one thing I'll say. Anyway, I don't know how you guys feel about that, but I feel like they should shovel their goddamn sidewalks, right? I had one landlord that's like, you have to shovel your sidewalk. That was part of the fucking... It's probably illegal for them to make me do that. But you're like, whatever, I just fucking signed it. I never shoveled it anyway. We just had the sidewalk go whatever. I'm like, if we get fined by the city, you can pay the fucking fine. I ain't paying shit, bitch. Anyway, call Hopeless the shovel queen. I forgot about that bitch, Brett. I forgot about that bitch. Anyway, I'm going to call a couple of these people in a moment. I just want to get to that last douchebag as soon as I refresh this. Read some comments here. Let's see. Oh, thank you to all those who donated. Let's see. Let me read some of these off. So love reading these off. You guys can write funny messages when you send these too. Let's see. Let me read these. All right. Todd Rougier says towards Alicia. Did I say that, Todd? Todd Rougier? I don't know how to pronounce that. Ruggieri. Toward Alicia Morales' rent. Excellent. We'll chip that in. Turtle nudes from Ida. Perhaps we can do that. Pay your bills, says Shannon. Good point. Jess Machado says, proud to be Turtleboy famous. Keep up the good fight. Are you Turtleboy famous in a good way, Jess? I hope so. Let's see. Laura says, hi, Clive. Hi, Clive. I'm a big fan of your work. Your articles you wrote about the top 5 toothbrushes was definitely life-changing. If you guys missed that inside joke today, in that group after I was kicked out, there was a discussion about whether or not I should have been kicked out of it. And one chick was like, no. Clarence is not Aiden Carney. Aiden Carney's Turtleboy. Clarence is a respected journalist who is black. I'm pretty sure whoever that chick is that wrote that, she thinks Clive is Clarence because I think the CL is fucking her up or something like that. So there's that. Alexandra Joy says, I couldn't imagine quarantining without being able to read all your blogs. And Clarence, we trust. I'm happy to get you guys through the quarantine. I'm very happy to do that because we need some entertainment. Absolutely. So I'm not black, Christina says. Only on the weekends. Only when I want to say certain words. Put it that way. Nick Schramm says, since my Trump check came, I can afford to donate. Thank you very much, Nick. Very, very kind of you. Suzanne says, for better wiring, no more static. I'm going to get one of those cool new mics. I'm going to get one soon. Those like blue ones, you know what I'm talking about? You'll see it. It'll be better than this. This one's got the wire. It's like I always touch it and shit. Lynn says, not sure why I've been following you for quite a while. As soon as the Bristol crap happened, I'm blocked from commenting on YouTube. Loses fun when you can't comment. Wait, is that even it says contributed? You can write comments without contributing? I'm not sure why I've been following you for quite a while. As soon as Bristol crap happened, I'm blocked from commenting on YouTube. I'll go and double check that, but you shouldn't be blocked. You shouldn't be blocked. So, the Yeti mic I'm talking about. So, back to the story, right? Back to these idiots over here. And we're going to have G.I. Turtle on this weekend, and he wants to rant about this too. He hates these fucking people. He's going to come back. This guy's name, Fried Dough Freddy here. I think his name is Chris something. You just look at this guy, and you're like, this dude, you can already tell he's got the smugness to him, the glasses. They always have the same look. You're like, this guy is a douchebag completely. Just these people have loser mentality. They have this mentality of, I'm never going to own anything. I'm never going to own the business. I'm always going to be the worker. They've been trained to believe that, like, you always have to work for somebody, right? You always have to pay rent to somebody. The idea that you can own a business, which you can in this country, you can own your own business, or that you can, own property, and therefore when you pay your mortgage every month, you're gaining equity, right? Like, part of that goes back to you. You can do that instead of literally pissing money away on rent. It's slightly more expensive to have a mortgage, right? So I first bought a home. My first mortgage payment, I think, was like I was paying like $1,100 or $1,200 a month. It was a house for like $160,000 I paid, right? Starter home. And my wife moved in, and we're paying $500-$600 a month for rent for mortgage, right? Well, that's what I was paying for rent before, except now we're building equity, and when we move, you got, some money to play with to have a down payment on a new home. Like, these people, this is such a foreign concept to them. They've been taught that, like, for my entire life, I must work for somebody else, for the man. And when the man doesn't pay me enough money, then I'm going to complain about that. And I'm going to run to Daddy Bernie and cry about it to him. And then I'm going to give Bernie $25 to his campaign. And Bernie's going to lose again. And I'm going to be right back where I fucking am. That's their plan. And I'm just going to complain. And it's like, I can understand like a 22-year-old feeling that way. I can't understand a 30-year-old feeling that way. I don't get it. It's like, why do you people have loser mentality? So this guy's like, when the people eventually revolt, and believe me, it's coming, selfish landlords who bled their starving tenants dry will not be forgotten. I'm willing to bet every single person here who fights on the side of landlords is in fact somebody who has tenants and feels absolutely no remorse for killing their tenants over what you should be working for yourself. Oh, fuck off, fat boy. This guy is sitting here vilifying landlords, saying, oh, they don't work for it. It's like what Bristol Blarney, what she said to me, when she said, in that message, she said to me, what'd she say? Well, you're just sitting there passively collecting income. It's like, no, bitch, I own the infrastructure that makes your shit possible. You understand that? I'm the owner. You have to pay the fucking owner. That's how shit works. That's how, welcome to grown-up world. But these people, they don't understand that. They're like, oh, greedy landlords. They just sit there and they don't do anything. Well, they did something. They did something to acquire the capital to purchase the property to begin with. They took a chance on renting to douchebags like you, thinking they might not be able to pay. You're all still missing the point that landlords shouldn't be making a profit off of people, seeing as they don't actually do any type of work that warrants them deserving it. Shut the fuck up, bitch. Of course, guess who we voted for? Bernie. Shocking, right? He just went on and on. I can't even read all these. I'm going to go freaking insane. I'm going to go. Should we call him? Should we call some of these people? Let's give him a call. What's his name? What's fat boy's name here? Chris Howard. Okay, let's call him up. Christopher Howard. Okay. There he is. Okay, we're going to add him. Call him up. And give him a buzz. He's not answering. Come on, answer your Obama phone, you fat fuck. Come on. If he doesn't answer, who could we call next? Let's talk about who's the other one there. Let's talk about what's the other one's name? Angie, the chick that where'd she go? Angie Marilyn. We're gonna call her up. Angie Marilyn, and then we're gonna call Alicia. Angie Marilyn. Okay. Can I not message this broad? Does she have a thing on there? Angie Marilyn. Okay. She does not let people. Am I just blocked from her page? I can't message her. She doesn't have an option to message, so she's out of the question. And the other person was Alicia Morales, right? Alicia Morales. There she is. Okay. Let's give her a call. Let's see if she answers. Who's advertising my page right now? Tell me that's the Globe. Tell me that's the Globe. Show me that ad. It's the Globe. The Globe is advertising on Turtleboy. I love it. Thank you, Globe. They know where to come. Today is the 2-year anniversary of Kevin Cullen getting exposed to by Minahan. Love it. Love it. They know where to go. The Globe knows where to go when they want to be seen. Turtleboy. All right, so she's not answering. There's one more. That chick, Marie Rodriguez, she messaged me. Oh, he says, hi, can I help you? Okay, I got Chris Howard on the line. We're going to call him. Yeah, what should I say? Yeah, I wanted to talk to you about rent strike. Have a couple ideas. Let me try one more time. He wrote back. He said, "Can I help you?" We're gonna call him one more time. Come on. Oh, come on. Now he's not answering. Okay, so if he doesn't answer, let me try Marie Rodriguez because she messaged me earlier in the day too, and she was not happy. She said, "This is what she said to me." Thanks for putting my contact information for everyone else to see. Of course, I have my disability check, but other things have come up, and that's why I was checking when it was going to come in to help me. And I don't leave my house because my son and I are kidney patients. And he goes, you said maybe you should have done that before you posted your article. But no, I'm good. Coward. Okay. He's scared. He's scared. So let's go back to this other chick, Maria Rodriguez. Says, let's see. Of course, I have my disability check. My son, I'm a single mother, blah, 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 and I don't ask for handouts. Bitch, you're literally asking for a handout. I don't ask for handouts. I asked for help during this crisis, but it's not a crisis for you. Like, what are you during this crisis? Life is literally no different for you 10 minutes ago. What are you talking crisis? You didn't lose your job. You had no job. And nothing is free. The food from my dog is paid for once the lockdown stops. Oh, my God. You're an awful person. You are a sick individual. Oh, God. So she's on another call. She's not answering either. Let me try this douchebag one more time. Come on. Come on. Ah, okay. All right. So he's not answering. All right. Why don't we go ask Turtleboy? If you guys have any questions you want to ask, feel free to ask away now, and I will answer any questions that you guys have for me. I like the roller boots. Oh God! I mean the cleat. I hate people who do the fist. Look at me. I'm rebelling. I'm putting my fist up. Yeah. Black Lives Matter. I made a difference. Look at my fist. Oh yeah, we're fighting the man. Oi, oi. Call Karen Polito. I wish that cunt. That shiesty bitch. Thank you, Blippy Marie. I appreciate that. Jess Machado. Is that Jess? Oh. Well, she's a good sport. Appreciate that, Jess. Thank you. Fat Rob says, do you think burnout phase will ever end or only get worse? It'll just age out. It's a cycle. Like these people will grow up, they'll age out of it. And then a new generation of morons will come in. And the good part is these people don't vote. So that's what we have going for us. So ultimately it's going nowhere. America is a country founded on individualism, and we outright reject shit like that, period. On Calvin, a Patreon page. I mean, I've thought of that, but I'm going to set up something similar to that with that when I create like the Turtle Club kind of thing. Let's see. Katie says, thanks for making this crazy COVID confinement bearable. My pleasure, Katie. JB says, Turtleboy barbecue found. Long live the turtle. There's Turtleboy barbecue, huh? Interesting. Now that MJ dispensaries are closed, how are you getting along? Same shit, man. I got a guy. I'm good. I never needed a dispensary. I never bought from dispensaries. Protest the protesters, Brenda says. Absolutely. Johnny Mack says, next year run a Turtleboy Ratchet Madness pool. Ooh, that's not a bad idea. Yeah. So anyway, Heidi got her hoodie. That's great. Great news. When is the Blarney and Friends blog coming? I'll pick up on that series next week. I've kind of covered most of her past already. And now we're going to get into stuff that a lot of you guys know about, just about how she came on. What do you say? So Chris Howard says, coming from someone who posts under a false name. My name is Aiden, bitch. Everyone knows that. This is like my freaking Mark Twain name. Yeah, talking to you isn't going to help anyone, so it isn't worth my time. He's very busy doing nothing, guys. He's very busy. Sounds like you're unable to defend your positions. Okay. Anyway, back to the comments. Let's see. Let's get Leah on FaceTime. Yeah, you guys would like that, huh? Yeah, you guys would like that. I might flirt with her, so I can't. I don't know if I'm allowed to do that. People might get mad at me again. Let's see. What a wank bangle. Yeah, I love it. All right. Any other questions you guys have? It is like my mark. I mean, literally, Clarence Woods Emerson. Everybody knows it's me. It's literally synonymous with Aiden Carney as Clarence Woods Emerson. Like, what's the difference? It's literally Mark Twain for me. Like, it's not a secret. Everybody knows who Clarence Woods Emerson is. And now that I'm the only one who uses that name, there should be no whatever with it. You know what I mean? Mystery. The only thing worth Chris Howard's time would be going to the gym. Maybe that's what it comes down to, M-Job. Maybe these guys, they can't get to the gym and they're just stressed out. I mean, these are real gym rats after all. Would you take the field plus 925 versus Biden for the Democratic nominee? No. Biden is going to get the nomination, so that's bad. Do not do that. It might seem enticing to do that, but as long as he's not dead, he'll get the nomination. Do you vote on Ratchet Madness? I do. I vote once. Every round I vote once. So, can you do a show 7 days a week until the commie cold is over? I'd like to, but, I got to keep the website running. It's still time consuming, He writes back, I know who you are, and I shouldn't have to defend my position as someone who decided to slander 3 good people. How did I slander you? You're not that good. If you're trying to you're not. These people think they're so good. You're not good. Do you have a few more for Leah? A few more what? Yes, Clarence is not black. I mean, depends who you ask. It depends what day of the week it is. Would you go to a hockey game in July? Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, I would definitely if the world, I don't know how you guys voted in that poll. I put a poll in the blog. I don't know how you guys voted. Like, if the world opened up tomorrow, if they said just everything's open, would you go to shit? I would go to a restaurant and I wouldn't think twice about it. Of course I'd go out. I would go to a Bruins game. I would go to a Celtics game. I wouldn't give a shit. I don't live my life like that. I don't. Were you surprised Amanda Sawyer got bad as beat as she did? No, not at all, because she had a tough matchup there, and Amanda is fucking crazy, but she's not as ratchet as some of these other people. Like, what's the most ratchet thing she's done? Be crazy? In hindsight, she was only got a 3 seed because of her name. She was a big name, I mean, KT, we could have you on sometime. Sure. Absolutely, dude. If it's not Landon and Bristol in the end, I'd be shocked. I mean, I don't think it's going to be. I think Landon's going to lose to Nikki Evans, man. I think Landon is an underdog at this point. Amanda did stalk a 16-year-old, granted, true. However, some of these people are fucking a lot more ratchet than that. How many death threats do you receive on an average weekly? Oh, lots, man. I can't even. Depends how good the week is. It depends. Did I write about hood boogers that week? If I did a hood booger thing, I'm gonna get an influx of death threats. Like these social justice types, they're not gonna threaten me, but others will. Yeah, like Brett said, I talked about this on the previous live. Brett quit after the Orneys got out in the first round. They were like a 7 seed. Real ratchet people. Real ratchet. And he was so upset. They lost in the first round to a 10 seed. And Brett quit after that. He's like, I'm done with this. No more ratchet manners for Brett. Amanda's son did get dumped, just so the record is straight. Where the hell is she? Anyone know? It's kind of scaring me. How does she just go from that to just cold turkey? What is that bitch up to? That's what I want to know. How is she quarantining? You quit after Amanda was voted out. Plenty of more ratchets where that came from, Brittany. Am I the only one in here that voted no to legalize pot? I don't know why you do that. Actually, no. I kind of was like, I didn't care if they legalized pot because I'm still not going to buy it legally anyway, so it really had no effect on me. Brett wants me to Skype him real quick to talk about Ratchet Madness. Should we call Brett up? Let's get Brett on the line. Brett, can you Skype me? Take a quick call from Brett here. And then we'll call it a night. Yeah, where the hell is Amanda, guys? It's freaking me out. The more I think about it, it's scaring me a little bit. How do I sign in? Thought I was signed in. Sign in. What? What was my email associated with? I don't even know. Skype. Is this on? Oh, email address. I don't even know what email is associated with this. God damn it. Is it huh? Or Skype name? Is that the right one? It's probably not the right password. I never get the right password. Is this the right account? I have a couple Skype accounts. have so many goddamn accounts. Oh, God. If I can get in, Brett. Can I just call you on the phone? Brett, why don't I just call you on the phone? Let's call Brett on the phone right now. Where is he at? He wants to talk about Ratchet Madness. So we're going to call him.
You have reached the voicemail box of 207.
No, we don't want that. Okay. I tried calling you, man. I don't know where Brett's at, but that was me calling him. So I can't sign it. I'll have to go and retrieve my password. It's going to take a while. I can try one more time with a different thing, I guess. Let me try. You can use Skype, phone, or email. Is it this? Is it that? Oh, that might work. Hold on. What did Brett say? Let's see if this works here. We find out why Brett didn't answer the phone there? Let me try a different password. Let's see. Do you guys have like a million passwords and some of them require friggin' numbers and symbols that aren't numbers and capital letters and non-consecutive letters on a keyboard you can't do? Like every freaking thing has a different thing. If I want to have a shitty password, I should have a right to have a shitty password. I shouldn't have to. If I want to be weak and have bad security, I should have the right to do that. Brett says Uncle isn't online. Yeah, I tried calling you on the phone, dude. Tried calling your actual phone. But I'm signing on right now. It'd be easy if you just answered your phone. Okay. Where's Brett? There he goes. Okay, let's try him right now. Brett Killerin. Okay, now he's calling me. Okay. Yo!
Hey.
What's going on?
Oh, it's okay. I don't know what happened. I didn't get the ring or whatever the fuck.
So what's going on, dude? What do you... Ratchet Madness?
Dude, I'm telling you, with Ratchet Madness, what people have to do, in my opinion, and number one, like you said, after the Orleans, fuck Ratchet Madness. It's a rigged game. Fuck that shit.
Yeah.
Like, fucking how those cunts didn't win is beyond me.
They didn't even win a single round.
Should vote. Listen, fuck Kate, fuck all that other dumb shit. Vote that fucking Noble cocksucker in. That way, every time someone fucking Googles that fucking Alphabet's name, his abuse shows up
at
the top of the fucking list.
Too late. He's already out.
Seriously, I think that's how we can make a fucking difference.
Yeah, it's too late. He's done. The voting's done. It's done. He's out. Yeah, he's done.
That was our chance.
Yeah, I mean, I can't. It wasn't close. I mean, he was like 2-1 kind of thing. Like it wasn't like a close one, you know.
Bastard.
Yeah.
See again. Misuse of the Ratchet Madness.
Yeah. So yeah, man, it is what it is. So, who do you like besides that?
See, everyone, there was people saying Landon. Landon doesn't deserve the title.
I don't think he does either.
That's an important thing.
It is an important thing.
Since everyone's hero, Leah, the dog fucking whisperer. Fuck that cunt anyway.
Oh, you're not a fan?
But since she's there, but you have to include him. I mean, her in that consideration. You know what I mean?
Well, she was mentioned. I mean, she was mentioned in the thing. in the profile.
Well, I mean, she was running around on a fake profile threatening bitches.
She was.
That wasn't long ago.
No,
know what
yeah,
I
she
mean?
was.
And
Yeah,
now everyone's hugging her because she's the Red Rocket Queen.
yeah,
Fuck her.
yeah. Well, you know what? I mean, it's a fair case. It is what it is. I mean, I'm not sucking a dick or anything like that. I'm just like.
Who's your dark horse? Who do you think might fucking sneak up the ranks in the next voting?
I think Nikki Evans is gonna win. I think she's gonna come out of nowhere. I think she's gonna win the whole thing. That's my prediction right now. The chick that her husband killed herself.
Ooh, that one was rough.
Yeah, that chick is rugged, man. Yeah, that chick is evil.
That's the thing that always with Ratchet Madness for me is the ones that, I mean, that one you literally made a guy that's life was dedicated to serving his community.
Yeah.
You made them end it.
Cause you fucked.
that or
Cause you
the
sucked.
ones-
Cause you sucked all the dicks, all of them.
Yeah. You overdosed on fucking boy butter, and you made a great man kill himself.
Yes. Like
You should definitely win.
evil, fucking like I think she's the most ratchet person. I think Kim Nelligan on the other side, she's the one who. Like, Lorraine is fucking ratchet as hell, obviously, but Lorraine is fucking crazy. Kim Nelligan is a junkie ratchet. She's like a chick who literally she killed her 1-year-old baby by sticking heroin on his gums before he went to sleep, and then got away with it for a year, got arrested, gave the middle finger to the newspaper in court, and as soon as she got bailed out, she went right home and made a big YouTube video in Newport Light voice, just basically telling people, fuck you, you fucking junkie, I didn't do fucking shit. I mean, that's fucking ratchet, dude. That's really fucking ratchet.
Which one was the broad that threatens to kill the other chick's kids?
That's Lorena Callie. Lorena Callie. She's the favorite at this point.
She's still in, right?
Yeah. Oh, she's probably her and Kylie Kirkpatrick. I think are the favorites. But I like Nelligan and Evans. Those are my dark horses.
And so now, fucking the cock and the fucking sycophant are fucking saying that you called his job on Easter Sunday and you hacked their phones and stole all their money?
Failure Swift?
Yeah.
Well, she's saying that she didn't say I stole their money. She's saying that I hacked when she taped Metro a year ago or whatever in bed. She's saying that I hacked into her phone and posted that on her Facebook page. Yeah.
She was saying,
Yeah.
Like, just take the fucking money. I seen you talking to the lawyer, bitch.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you stole all my money, and she puts it out there, and it's like, how the hell did I hack into your phone? You're literally holding the phone up in the bedroom, taping him. How the fuck did I? Even if I did hack into it, you still taped him. Like what? You know?
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I saw that video to where he's behind her going, that's what happened, and blah, 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 and she's just going, oh, and we don't need this on Easter, and it's like, oh my God, just die, lady.
Just
die. And now she's tagging Taylor Swift.
Yeah. Oh, she tags everyone. She tagged Zac Efron. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You better hope Taylor Swift ignores that bullshit, because if that cunt gets on you, you're going to end up on an album.
Come on. I know. I probably am already. Well, she could write it. I mean, she only does breakup songs, so she might go after Metro. Maybe. Hopefully.
She's like, crush the shell.
Cool. Yeah. All right, man. Well, I gotta wrap it up, but we'll talk soon.
Yeah, I'll talk to you.
Right. All right, guys. So if you guys don't have any more questions or anything, we'll call it a night. But the way Failure Swift, Bristol Blarney's had the toughest road so far. She's got Luke Noble, then Failure Swift, and then whoever wins on Nikki and Landon. I mean, if she wins, it's going to be the most impressive victory to date, easily. So everybody thought it was like a shoo-in. People were like, you can't have her in because she's guaranteed to win. She's not even close to the favorite anymore, in my opinion. Not even close. Like, Didi Delgado never let somebody get 33% on her. Ever. Ever. Can you bring back history lessons? I'll try to, definitely. If I were to do like a history podcast, though, I would want to do it like a series, not just thrown together like the late night shows are. I want it done right, good graphics and stuff like that. It would take some time. All right. If you guys don't have any more questions, then we will call it a night. All right. So happy quarantine, guys. Keep on trucking. Get those stimulus checks in. Don't blow it all on TVs. Pay your goddamn rent. And we will see you guys this weekend for the live show. All right. Peace, Tartaratus.